mask is completely coming off now. This illusion that we get to elect rather than select our leaders of the free world. This is why Trump's presidency was such an anomaly, because he wasn't selected. And that completely threw everything into a tizzy. And they're trying to put the cat back in the bag. You're not going to do it because too many people in this country are unhappy with the system now. Putting little tweaks are not going to change that. And that's why it's important for you guys to understand why this particular story that just hit the news essentially today is so important. You know, when we talk about...
And for the record, I want it on the record that I loathe discussing Trump. Like, I wish I never had to talk about that. And not because I really hate him, because I really, honestly, they're all kind of the same to me. But because I'm just sick of talking about him. It's so boring to me already. It's just boring.
So the issue that they're now talking about is the fact that Trump has misappropriated campaign donations to pay for legal fees.
Well, he used them to pay off a bribe, so why would he not use them for legal fees?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like...
But what I think is amiss here, what I think a lot of people are not recognizing, is that the people who support Trump, their attitude is, okay, good. If that's going to keep him out of prison, then, you know, I'm happy to donate $50 to his campaign, $100 to his campaign.
None of these stories are taking away any of his supporters. None of them. It just makes them double down. Now, I don't think it increases his supporters. I don't think it increases his supporters.
Correct.
But I don't think any of these, I don't care what he's done. None of this, and no matter how much the Democrats and the other Republicans would like it to take him down, none of that is going to matter at this point. If it was going to matter, the first few things would have mattered. Like it's just now we're just silly. Like that's why I don't care, because it's not going to do anything, and there's other important things to talk about.
This also comes back to what I've been saying, we've both been saying, that once people are fully aware of the system that they're living in does not actually work on their behalf, don't expect them to ever kowtow to the very individuals or groups within the system that benefit from it at their detriment to say, but this guy's a bridge too far. He's not a bridge too far. He represents a Molotov cocktail to the very system that they want to have destroyed. And I don't blame them. How could you? We have no health care. I mean, we really don't have any health care. We have a for-profit system that preys on people when they're desperately in need of help for their health care needs.
No, we have like sickness profit.
We do have sickness profit. In addition to that, we are now seeing, in the aftermath of what apparently was a supposedly good negotiation on behalf of the UPS workers to the Teamsters, is not actually a great negotiation.
Of course it isn't.
That, of course,
told you I was reserving my opinion on that.
Is definitely taking it on the chin. Although the labor movement is growing, it's not as cohesive as it needs to be in order to be effective. And that's why there's too many factions splitting people up and not recognizing that all labor must be united. One thing propaganda does very effectively is determine that if there is a slight political lean in the other direction by the members of a given union, such as police, truckers, even firefighters, kick them to the curb because they're on the wrong side. Their thinking is incorrect. So you must eliminate them. What you don't realize is that labor is united across all political thinking. It has to be, otherwise it can't succeed. It's been that way for many generations.
Oh, I would like to say, and by the way, I do think people should be held accountable legally and otherwise for their behavior. I'm not by any means suggesting that I don't think Trump should be held accountable. That's not at all what I'm suggesting. I'm just suggesting that none of this is going to affect him in any way politically. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think
other than possibly help. And here's the thing is that I really believe that the stuff that Joe Biden is doing to really, or not doing, let's say, the stuff that he is basically not doing is causing way more harm to him than all of these things with Trump are going to harm Trump.
And then if you really want to take a step further, the fact that they're trying to completely upend the legal system on behalf of the president's son to get everything that he's been involved in swept under the rug. You had a federal judge that wasn't, that I believe was appointed by Biden, who looked at this and said, no, this is crazy. We can't do this. Because what you're asking them to do is completely change the way the law is interpreted to benefit their family to benefit the president's son, to basically circumvent the legal process. And those people in this country who look at the treatment of, let's say, Hunter Biden, and then they see the treatment of Trump, and their attitude is, well, it really does look like we have two interpretations of the legal system. And you know what? It's probably correct. So I understand that mindset of, okay, so Trump's using our money for our legal fees, even though that's not what he said he was going to be using it for.
But again, if he used them to pay off the porn star, wouldn't he then also use to pay the legal fees to I just don't see how that's even news at this point. Of course he's using his money for that. He's never properly allocated, used, distributed funds ever. He has always done things like this. Always. In the entire history of his business life has been shady shit like this. Oh no. Oh good Lord.
Listen, I've heard about you talking about me for a while, but you called me shady.
Oh, you're shady.
If only I was slim shady, but I'm not so slim.
No, you're not.
Anyway, I
You're
wanted to
very
come on here
orange.
and excuse me, I'm talking. I wanted to come on here and explain something very important that you people would probably want to know. And that is, we are being treated totally unfairly, very unfairly, and I have to use these funds because my money is tied up in much more important things like my hotels, vacations, paying off other people. You know how it goes. And of course,
You don't pay your workers, like your laborers, your contractors. You don't pay.
they're just internally grateful that they get to work for me. That is the real reward.
Yeah.
The real reward is knowing that you worked for the president of the United States.
Do you know how many
It's a good
times
title.
you've been sued? Because I actually looked it up.
It's totally ridiculous. They totally take it.
And I want everybody to understand this, because as somebody who is an attorney and understand like the absurdity of this, and this is something off the charts. He has been sued more than 1,000 times.
It's totally crazy. Can you believe they've sued?
I honestly, and I want to put, because, and the reason that this is so absurd to me.
It's absurd. No, trust me.
No, it's
believe
absurd.
it. Believe me, it is absurd. It's really.
You
crazy.
have been sued
I
more
have
than
been
1,000
I have
times.
been persecuted.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
totally persecuted.
That's what it is. I want it
know,
noted.
I
I have
understand.
never been sued.
No,
Ever.
That's because you're not as important as me. Believe me, I am
Thankfully.
a very important person. And
Yeah.
That's what they keep telling
Yeah,
me.
that's why.
No, that is totally what.
Because you're important.
No, I have not. I have, as I have said many times, I have done nothing wrong.
I know a lot of
Whatsoever.
important people that haven't been sued.
That is for you to determine.
Hmm.
But you're just a lawyer.
Yeah.
You're no. Listen,
I'm just saying.
Listen,
I think
there
the
are
fact that you've been sued 1,000 times is just unbelievable.
I really should have you on my legal team. Listen, you're a lovely lady. You're an attractive lady. You're also Jewish. You're also a lawyer. How could I possibly go wrong by not having you on my legal team? You know, Jen, let's make the bargain right now. Let's do it right now. If I had you on my legal team, I could never lose.
You
I
can't
would get
afford
away
me.
with everything.
You can't afford
No,
me.
believe me, I totally can afford you. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Oh.
It'll be the greatest,
Yeah,
most
you
incredible,
obviously
most
don't know.
beautiful offer. No, believe me. it'll
People
be
who don't know, I
incredible.
can't be bought because
It'll be
I just don't
incredible.
care about it.
No,
I just
trust me
don't
when
care.
I
I'm
tell
happy.
you.
I'm going to go live in my little camper.
You're
I'm
totally
a
not- no,
cannabis
you're
farm and
totally-
be totally
You're
happy.
gonna have a choice. You can live at Mar-a-Lago, or you can live on Central Park West, whichever one you want. Believe me.
I would
they're
live in
both great.
neither of those.
No,
places.
you'll totally appreciate it. Have you seen all the gold that I have in my building?
Yeah, disgusts me.
You can literally eat off the floor. It's so clean. It's so perfect. I'm a germaphobe, as you know, so of course I make sure that
Disgusting.
things are clean all the time. So anyway, I just wanted to let the people know I'm extremely appreciative of all the money you've donated.
I'm
I put it to
disgusted.
really, really great use.
Yes, you have to pay off hookers, extortion, and legal
Listen, they're not
fees.
cheap. I have very high. I have champagne taste. It's what it is,
Yeah.
and I definitely use that money wisely. It's definitely worth it, believe me. And so we're going to get through this. It's one step, many steps. We're going to keep kicking that can down the road, and pretty soon I'll be president of the universe again. And when I am,
Oh, good
we
Lord.
will make America great again.
Again.
And I will definitely pardon myself. And that stupid Mike Pence won't be anywhere near that vice president spot. Who should I pick as my VP?
Well, the thought, who you should pick is Vivek, but you won't.
Oh,
And the
that's-
reason you won't pick him is he is way too charismatic. He's young and he's like appealing, and you will not have anybody that might sort of upstage you, which is
Sounds
why
good.
you're going to have to go with a woman. And my guess would be somebody like Carrie Lake.
I think
but-
a really great
yeah.
Trump the Bit 24. It sounds really great.
That would be smart on your part to pick him, but you wouldn't do that.
Ramaswamy doesn't sound like a great name.
That's
I don't think I could use that name Ramaswamy.
You won't like it as soon as he's more popular than you.
Well, he can't be more popular than me. The polls show otherwise.
I'm just saying he's very charismatic. He's very young. He brings in a lot of young people and different people.
I am the most beautiful gal at the ball.
Yeah. What I'm saying is
always will
he
be.
will bring in an audience that you do not currently speak to.
That is definitely, totally, ridiculously
Okay.
bogus. Believe me, it's
Okay.
totally bogus.
Wow.
He understands that if he plays his cards right, he could succeed me after 24 into 28. I'll play along, and he is much better than Ron the Meatball Sanctimonious.
Well,
Much better than him, believe me.
he's
He is
imploding.
totally-
Oh, well, he's
Oh,
imploding.
he's definitely, his poll numbers are terrible.
Oh, it's imploding. I've never seen somebody raise so much money and inversely implode so quickly.
He should just give that money to me, endorse me, and go back to Florida, where he belongs forever.
Then what's he
Anyway.
going to use to pay his hookers and his legal fees?
Oh, I don't think any of those hookers want to touch him. He's a disgusting, beloved, terrible. I mean, I am the greatest human who ever lived compared to him, believe me. So great to see you all.
Mhm.
Make sure to support this really great channel because they understand the importance of what I'm doing here. And you all have yourselves a great night and make America great again.
Again.
Good night.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.